Actually,
yes.
All right, let's do it. So here we have Liquid Sheth spawning in the top right-hand corner as our purple Zerg. And in the bottom left-hand corner we have his... Oh, wait, colors are wrong, and the races. Oh, dear God.
Oh, that's so sorry, guys. I'll go ahead and get that fixed for you guys.
So, GanZi is actually our red Terran in the bottom left-hand corner. The map is DayBreak. And then over there in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, Mr. Purple Sheth. And Sheth on an absolute hot streak in the IPL Fight Club.
I think he's won 3 in a row now with Kiwikaki, Ryung, and actually, if you're saying now 4 in a row. So he's got a $400 bounty on his head.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big bounty.
It is indeed.
Imagine like the Wild Wild West. And
there's no end to it either.
They toss up the reward poster on the side of the saloons.
Eventually,
Sheth's head is there.
Eventually, people like MVP and Nest-T are going to hear about, you know, if somebody got like a $900 bounty on their head, and they're going to be like sending us emails like,
I want to play now.
Send me against Sheth. $1,000. Best of 9. Do it.
And they would.
They absolutely would. They absolutely would.
Even you once that bounty gets up, you might want to take a shot at Sheth.
I mean, Sheth's pretty good now, dude. He's like really, really solid right now.
And one interesting note that I'm sure most people know now, Sheth does play with the keyboard on his lap. It's just one interesting tidbit about him. Everybody has their own little quirks and rituals, I think, to get ready for the game. Like Flash, with his, those of you guys who watch Brood War, he had the Pukari sweat, the ruler.
He also measures everything with a ruler.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
He is.
Measures distances between, like, the mouse and the side of the desk and gets
like, super, like, perfect.
Yeah.
He also has a little bit of, what is it called?
Tourette's?
Tourette's, I think, in his eye.
Yeah.
Or obviously Tourette's throughout his whole body, but it shows in his eye. But, you know what?
This CC could first be a really here out of game. GanZi. Wow.
Yeah, he is.
GanZi going for that command center immediately in the side of his base right there before Rax. And it looks like that will get scouted by Sheth. He'll know exactly what's going on. Gonna get a full scout throughout the base. Yeah. He's got to wonder about that barracks timing.
Yeah, that drone will come in there and it...
Did he see it? I don't think he saw it. I don't think he saw it. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Sheth with a bit of a misc there. I thought he would have used the drone a little bit better to check all the corners of the base.
And I'm surprised he actually isn't still checking around the base. He got in there and he saw that the barracks wasn't up, so why is he sending the drone now? He must assume that there's a proxy rack somewhere. I think that's what he's looking for. He thinks that Rax was delayed because there was a Rax built before that one somewhere out on the map. But in fact, it was just a command center first, so... Well, surprised Sheth didn't actually didn't pick up on that. Should have given the main base a little bit more of a go around just to figure out exactly what was going on.
Well, you know what? We are this is our premier matchup, so to say. I play Zerg and you play Terran. Premier matchup, yes. This is our favorite. That's our favorite matchup, definitely. I think a lot of people will share that sentiment too. So I would have to say if Sheth doesn't build a crawler, then he probably didn't assume that a hit barracks was hidden somewhere.
No, he assumes it was hidden. He's just scouted the entire map. So he knows there isn't one. If you check his vision, he's scouted pretty much everything. I mean, any spot that there would be a proxy Rax, except for, I guess, a few dark spots still. But
so at this point, if Sheth's, game sense is on point, he would probably assume now that it was a command center.
Was a command center, yeah, absolutely. And that command center is making its way down there, and Sheth actually will get a beat on that right away with this first ling. That scouts in, or he should at least.
Unless the Zergling decides to turn around. No, it will go ahead and run in, and it sees the command center. So now, if there was any doubt at all doubt has been dispelled, Pain User, and he knows 100% command center first. And, typically from a Zerg perspective, I would just go ahead and rock a quick third expansion.
Yeah, definitely, if you're in a position to do so. And he does have quite a bit of resources right now, so he might just go ahead and take a third. Although... you can maybe run into a little trouble if GanZi does some sort of really aggressive two-base timing push here. And, Sheth not getting those early upgrades off the evolution chamber, not getting the early layer. But I definitely think the early third is the way to go in response to this. He can really get his economy going. He's definitely going to have to set up some defenses for these Hellions that are going to start to make their way out on the field now. Or he's just going to get one, it looks like.
Well, he's actually getting a tech lob on the factory, so it looks like he's going to... Yeah, he's going to switch into tanks and get that siege mode going pretty soon here.
Wow, he got siege mode immediately.
Yeah, he actually got the siege mode at the same time he got that first tank out, so his siege mode's going to be super fast. almost as fast as the speedy Hellion that's making its way into the third hatchery, and now the third has been scouted. So, you know what, Taylor? Pretty standard setups now. I think it's going to have a macro game, and, given that the map is DayBreak, probably going to see a long one here.
Yes, indeedy. Evolution Chamber coming up for Sheth, and a Roachhorn at the same time. Still hasn't gone up to his second gas yet.
The Roachhorn is interesting.
Why is that?
Well, let's see how many roaches he decides to build out of that war, and is he just getting them for Hellions?
A lot of players have actually been using roaches now because they're just so stout. They can take so much damage from the siege tank volley. So you can send your roaches in ahead of the rest of your army, have them absorb a ton of siege tank fire, and then swarm in with your Zerglings and Banelings from multiple angles. And
so kind of like your beefy units in the front.
Yeah, it's actually really nice if you just use like maybe 10 of them in a big fight. It works out really, really well, and we've seen a lot of Zergs just using heavy roach play against Terran recently, and it's kind of weird.
Well, for now, it looks like Sheth is just leaving the Roachhorn there as like a precaution in case he needs
to make some roaches.
Some
sort of a Hellion all-in or Marine all-in.
But he's just droning up right now, and he could definitely just go with the normal, more conventional, maybe not normal, Ling Bling Muta build. He doesn't necessarily need to go down the roach path. I think going down roaches is definitely warranted and necessary if the Terran player GanZi goes for all-out mech, like Tanks and Thors.
Yeah. And here we have Sheth setting up macro hatch here, so he's going to be on 4 hatch. He's also doing a pretty good job spreading his creep.
He's a push.
Ooh.
Oh, just checking for the Overlord.
Yeah, just looking for that Overlord up there.
That's a good spot to put an Overlord.
It is indeed. It's a nice spot. Let's check out GanZi's infrastructure and see what's going on here. He's working off of 2 NG bays about to go down. Gonna get those double upgrades going. He's been pumping tanks. Is that a 3rd command center? I like that. So he's gonna get a quick 3rd orbital here. Sheth, on the other hand, has a ton of Zerglings out on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. He actually has, let's see, he's got 62 plus 18 more Zerglings. Good lord, that's a ton of Lings on the map. That's almost 74 Lings total. That's nearly 100 Zerglings. That's almost 50 food supply invested into Zerglings. And he's about to get +1 weapons here. He could actually, if he gets his flank off while the tanks are on siege, this could be bad.
If he catches this push,
and he's going to see it with the Overlord.
GanZi could be in trouble. He didn't see it yet, but he's sending his Lings around on the map. Look where his Lings are. He's set up perfectly for the flank maneuver here.
My God. Sheth could hit the jackpot, and he's going to go in.
He is going to for sure.
Oh my God, that entire tank army gets destroyed. All the tanks go down. Marines are going to go down as well. Sheth has wrecked this army, and the 100 Lings or so he made, I think totally worth it.
The last stand of Rico's Roughnecks. Just getting annihilated, overrun by the Arachnids.
That guy actually lasted for quite a long time.
Yeah, those 3 Marines were savving it out in the corner over there, just going down like true men.
Whoa, look at that fast hive tech we have coming out of Sheth, too.
Very quick hive tech indeed. He's also getting pathogen glands upgrade, so he will be mixing some infestors in, but what was GanZi doing with that push there? It was just such a small push as he attempted to take his 3rd, and
the SCVs are going to go down here. Unless the Marines can hold the line right here to protect the SCVs, but it doesn't look like it. The Zerglings have +1 weapons. A bunker's trying to come up, and a lot of SCVs going down. Sheth is dominating GanZi right now. I think that GanZi was trying to make like a timing push to harass a little bit, but he just didn't anticipate Sheth having 75 Lings.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake on his part. That was a really small push, and he kind of haphazardly just worked his way towards the 3rd. Coming in now and taking out more SCVs. Sheth is getting way ahead in this game. 73 to 57 right now, 58.
To GanZi's credit, he still has a lot of SCVs, so he's not entirely out of it yet. In fact, he's only behind by 20 or so supply, so he can definitely recover as he grabs his 3rd expansion right here.
That's for sure.
I think he's not that bad of a spot.
He's definitely not out of the game, but he's behind considerably. He lost his first push, which got crushed, which gives Sheth a ton of breathing room. It allows Sheth to grab his 4th base as well. Sheth's got his 4th going in the bottom right now. Now, let's go to GanZi's infrastructure once again real quick and see how many Raxes he's... Okay, so we got 4 Raxes now, 5 Raxes. He's got the double NG base going. And
a
once
run by of
again,
Zerglings from Sheth. There is no defenses here. The command center being an orbital rather than a planetary will end up costing GanZi majorly. He loses all of his Marines. SCVs have to run away once again. He's at 62. He's lost 25 SCVs total. Not that bad, actually, because GanZi comes back in and cleans up, and he's still right on the toes of Sheth.
Yeah, he's doing a good job macroing. That's because GanZi has some phenomenal macro.
But the Hive tech is here, and I think that's what Sheth was buying time for.
Yeah, adrenal glands are on the way. He's got
a lot of cracklings.
Now, is he going to go for ultras? Yes, he is. Chitinous plating is on the way. So, Ultralisks, interesting choice. A lot of players really favor the Broodlord Infestor crackling composition. I think it's really, really good. Ultras, sometimes you see players run into a little bit of trouble. They get in sticky situations. They have to attack into chokes sometimes. Ultras are just so big and clunky. They don't really get the job done. And he might get caught here unsieged, and there's just a ton of Zerglings
I
for
don't
Sheth.
see this doing anything at all. In
Here
fact,
we
I
go.
think if Sheth wanted to, he could run everything down the gauntlet and destroy that mech bioball.
He certainly could.
He's playing conservative right now. He may actually end up sacking this hatchery because he's grabbing another one.
Actually.
And he could go for the backstab while he sacks it. Exactly.
I think that is exactly what Sheth intends to do here. He's going to trade a base for a base, and that's actually way better for Sheth because he already has that fourth coming up on the top of the map. He can easily afford to lose this base in the bottom right, and here we go. So many Zerglings heading into the third right now for GanZi. I don't know if GanZi's going to be able to hold on here. He does have quite a few Marines, but they get fully surrounded. The tank isn't in siege mode. The bunker's going to go down. Oh, my goodness.
And the Infestor is coming late to the party. It's like, oh, there's nothing left to eat. Well,
they're
maybe we'll
fungal
split
all
some
the SCVs.
And the SCVs will get fungled, like you said, like you called it. All the SCVs going down. GanZi taking huge damage and really only trading an exterior base for one of his core expansions. That is not good.
The most important thing to note there is that Sheth didn't lose a single drone. He pulled all his drones and he just sacked a single hatchery, and it took GanZi so long to kill that hatchery. Sheth is in a beautiful position now. All of his units are making their way back over from the other side of the map, and here we go.
The swarm is coming from all angles. Can the Terran hold on? I don't think so. Sheth is surrounded and destroyed. The Ultras are just wrecking, and it looks like GanZi actually has a drop inside the natural, but that is going to get cleaned up pretty quickly, Pain User, and this is so unsided now.
Yeah, it really is. Sheth is in a phenomenal position.
Fantastical position.
Continued to harass the third, continued to deny the third, forced a lift there.
Yeah.
And what a good trade right there for Sheth. You know, why risk attacking into that when you can just, when you know GanZi's isolated himself in the bottom right-hand corner just to take out your fourth that isn't even saturated yet, nor did he get any drones. So great trade for Sheth. And he's going to force a lift once again on the third.
Yeah.
And this is just devastating for GanZi right now.
I don't know how GanZi's going to hope to hold this at all. There's Infestors coming in, so those Marines are going to get
from
fumbled.
both sides.
Oh, wow, where'd that Ultra come from? That guy is wrecking the Marines, and a fungal goes down. The Marines can't run away. The third has been obliterated, and GanZi calls GG.